How's it going? John here from Neural DSP, and we are very excited to announce that plugins have arrived on Quad Cortex with CorOS 3.0.0. We're starting by rolling out Archetype Plini X and Archetype Gojira X in this CorOS update. We will continue to add compatibility for our other plugins in future CorOS updates. This is a complete game changer, so let's dive in and have a look at how we can use the power and flexibility of these two plugins directly on your Quad Cortex. So let's load up Archetype Plini X running natively for the first time on Quad Cortex. So to do this, I'm going to go into the directory, and then at the top left, on this drop-down, select Plugin Presets, go into Archetype Plini X, and select the default preset. As you can see, we have all of the devices from Plini X laid out here on the grid, so let's hear how they sound. So that was the default preset. Now let's pick an artist preset and see how it sounds. So I'm going to go into the directory again, and under Archetype Plini X, you'll see we have these subfolders, and I'm going to select Artists, Jack Gardner, and Modern Single Coil Lead. So let's use a preset by the man himself, Plini. And to do this, we're going to go back into the directory, go back, select Plini, and let's choose the old-fashioned preset. Another amazing feature made possible by this CorOS update is the ability to have both plugin devices and native Quad Cortex devices all on the same preset. This allows you to shape your tone with even more precision and create completely new sounds. So now let's build a new preset completely from scratch, combining all these new features. So we've got a blank grid. Let's first add an amp. I'm going to go into plugins, and from Archetype Plini X, choose Amp 2, the Plini Crunch amp. Now I'm going to add a cabinet. Let's go into plugins again, Archetype Gojira X, and I'm going to select Cab 2 in mono. So let's hear how that sounds. Okay, so that's a nice basis to build upon. Let's now add an overdrive from Quad Cortex. Let's choose the Myth drive and change the settings a bit. Give it a bit more level. Here we go. So now we've got a bit more noise. I'm just going to quickly add a gate on the input. And I'm going to add a modulation device from Plini. So into plugins in the device list, Archetype Plini X. And I'm going to choose the Plini Chorus. And with the default settings, here's how it sounds. And to round this off, let's just give it a bit of space and add a reverb from Quad Cortex. And let's go for the modulated reverb, roll off some of the lows and highs, and see how that sounds. So let's save this as a new preset. For guitar. And there we go. We started off with a blank preset, and now we've got a sound combining compatible plugin devices as well as native Quad Cortex devices. So now let's take this a step further and utilize scenes, something that we've never been able to do up until now with plugin devices. I've built 4 quick scenes. I've got a clean on A, crunch on B, distortion on C, and a lead tone on D. First, let's hear the clean sound. Next, we've got our crunch sound on scene B. Next, we have our distorted sound on scene C. And finally, we have our lead tone on scene D. So now we have all of the new devices that this plugin compatibility update brings, and we can combine them with the powerful functionality of Quad Cortex, and it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for your sound. Now let's take a look at Archetype Gojira X in Quad Cortex. So I'm going to go back to the directory. At the top left, go back, select Archetype Gojira X, and choose the default preset. So as you can see here, all of the devices in Archetype Gojira X are now in the grid as individual blocks. So here's the default preset from Archetype Gojira X. Here's how it sounds. Now let's load up an artist preset. So let's go into the directory, into the artists folder, and go for Nolly, and then Stuck in 79. Now let's have a look at a Gojira preset. Back into the directory, go back into the Gojira folder, and then select JD Rhythm 1. We're so excited for you to get your hands on CorOS 3.0.0. You'll be able to enjoy plugins on Quad Cortex, new devices, and useful features to help you take your tone to the next level. For more information on CorOS and Quad Cortex, head on over to neuraldsp.com. I've been John Connan. Thanks for watching.